It is very cold in my house, so Dead by Daylight hoodie it is. This looks stupid. So in a previous video, I talked to y'all about my funnel, which is essentially the Help Hub Hero content funnel. It kind of talks about you making content that's meant to be discoverable and you also making content that is meant to be very celebratory, very big kind of content. What if I told you my funnel is wrong? I've been thinking about this a lot recently because everyone is talking about diversification and they have been for a while, but nobody really talks about why or what it looks like visually and how to use it to your advantage. We're kind of all just saying, start a YouTube channel, and we're not really giving you any actionable advice for which platforms you should focus on, why, how they support others, and what order you should create on. I realized that the funnel that I talked to y'all about in that video is only a funnel for one platform. It doesn't talk about all of the platforms. So that's what we're gonna do in today's video. Today I'm gonna tell you exactly which platforms you should be on if you wanna grow your stream. And also, to be honest, I think these are the best platforms that you should be creating on anyways. I would recommend this system to anyone. But before we do that, this video is sponsored. This video is sponsored by Owned. Owned is your favorite streamer's one-stop shop for all the graphics you could need for your stream. They have overlays, alerts, even emotes, and the best part is they're cheap AF and you get your graphics immediately so you can get back to doing what you do best, streaming. Head to our affiliate link down below in the description so that you can get started with your own owned graphics right freaking now, dude. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, y'all. Let's play with paint. Okay, so as usual, my brain always thinks in terms of funnels, and this one is no different. But the reason that I like funnels is because it really helps you visually understand the journey that one of your viewers or one of your content consumers is experiencing whenever they progress through your content. We're also going to pretend that the lines are totally even and each one of these three sections is equal in size to the other two, because each one of them is technically just as important as the others. So let's break down what the D section, the R section, and the M section are so you can get a clearer picture of what this should look like for your own content. All right, so the D section is actually for that content that everyone always talks about, which is discoverable content. Okay, the goal here is for you to create stuff that's going to get you in front of more people. You want to reach out to as many people as possible so that you can then take them to your R and your M sections of your funnel. But the top of the funnel is really important because if you don't have discoverable content and all of your content is these next two sections, it's going to be really difficult for people to find you and for you to grow these next two sections. So this is really important to have. And this can happen too on a lot of different platforms. So your discoverable content could be TikTok, it could be anything, but in my experience, 7 years as a content creator, as a streamer, in my opinion right now, my favorites for this are YouTube, which guess what? We've got an entire playlist to help you out with making YouTube videos, and Twitter. Okay, and of course we have a playlist for Twitter as well. I've also got a Twitter course and a YouTube course if you're interested in those and you really want to nail down the strategies for both of these platforms, which I highly recommend that you do because your success is going to be determined by how discoverable you are, as you have heard a million times. That is a huge, huge part of this. Now, I do think that TikTok could belong in the discovery category, and I think it does for a lot of you. However, I am not well versed in TikTok. I don't know TikTok. I haven't created content over there, and so I don't teach that. But YouTube and Twitter have both worked phenomenally for me. Even though YouTube and Twitter are both here in the discovery category, they aren't necessarily going to serve the same function. So Twitter is really great for very fast-paced content, but you're likely not going to get someone who is really consistently discovering you from your older tweets. It's all about what's new and what's happening now. Whereas with YouTube, you could have a video pop off 1 year or 2 years after you've created it and get hundreds of thousands of views on it, depending on things like the topic and title, thumbnail, and that kind of stuff. So while both of them are very important, they both are going to serve different functions. Twitter being a lot faster and YouTube having a lot more evergreen stability for yourself to consistently be discovered. So this discover section is obviously the section where someone becomes aware of us. We generate a ton of awareness for our brand and our content from YouTube and Twitter. And then what we do is we bring people into the next section of this funnel, which I don't have the space to write out, but it's relationships. So this is your relationship-based content. These are platforms that you're going to use in order to grow closer with the people who have discovered you on YouTube or Twitter. These can be platforms like Twitch, which I believe is one of the best places, and another one you actually might not expect is Discord, which is an online chat. Y'all know Discord. You better know Discord. So Twitch is a live streaming platform. Of course, we have tons of videos about Twitch on this channel, including this one that I'm going to drop on the screen, which was one of my favorites. Good place to get started. But the reason that I chose Twitch over any other live streaming platform is because I truly believe that Twitch has such a developed culture that it's very easy to get bought into that culture and to become part of the community of Twitch. There is a community sense on Twitch that doesn't exist on any other live streaming site, including the live streaming functions of like Instagram, for example. However, Twitch has technically been geared towards gamers for a long time, so people are very turned off by it, but there are tons of other categories. If you're a Twitch streamer, you understand this. You can create any kinds of streams on Twitch. It does not have to be gaming. However, if you're totally averse to the platform, live streaming in general is going to help fulfill this relational type of content that you need to be creating. Because the goal here is that you want to take people from aware of you into the liking you and trusting you section, okay? So our goal is to develop relationships with the people who are aware and to get them to eventually go down to this third section of our funnel. The reason that I chose Discord is because Discord is a really great way to stay in touch whenever you are not live. Now, we can't argue that you can do this with YouTube and Twitter. However, with Discord, you're able to be there actively talking to your community in a more private way versus public discussions on Twitter or even on YouTube, where you're not really, I mean, you can respond to comments, but there's no real interaction. What's great about Discord is that it retains that sense of community. It builds a relationship between the people who are specifically in your space consistently, and it allows you to deepen the trust that people have with you. Now we are going to go to our M category, and this one, of course, is money, y'all. Okay, so this is where the magic starts to happen. And I have some really interesting views on the best ways to make money that I know don't necessarily resonate with a lot of you. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. There are many different ways to make money. I'll get into my two favorites right now, which one being sponsors and the other being a product or service. Why am I not saying your community? Why am I not saying get those sexy subs, bits, and tips on Twitch, monetize with YouTube AdSense, or monetize, I don't know, maybe someday Twitter will actually allow people to make money. That would be insane, but we'll see. So why am I not saying rely on your community in order to make money? Because it is fickle. When you rely on your community to make money, you are putting your financial future at massive risk because you are tying your money to how much people like you and how relevant you are. Your content might not be relevant forever. It might be something that people really, really love for a couple of months, but then you kind of fall out of favor. Or maybe you go viral, but then 6 months later, you're completely broke because you didn't build a business model around your actual content. So using sponsors and creating a product or a service of your own is a great way to make sure that you have stability regardless if you have 500 viewers or 5. And also, of course, regardless if you're getting a ton of views on YouTube, a ton of retweets on Twitter, or a ton of people interacting in your Discord server. The reason that sponsorships are so great is because yes, you're able to further monetize the content that you're already creating, but also because you're able to align yourself with brands that people respect. And your public perception of your brand is incredibly important. This is why you shouldn't be taking sponsors that are very low quality, low value, like not paying you type of sponsorships. There are some situations where that is the right choice, and that is, of course, up to you and your brand. However, it is very important that you work with companies that are going to help elevate who you are in the public eye. Sponsorships are great overall. However, they're not the end-all be-all either because they are still relatively determined by your ability to get more views on YouTube, more viewers on Twitch. Like, they're still kind of reliant on how relevant you are, which is why every single creator needs some kind of independent financial source. If this means that you're using Patreon, baby, and you are like creating a bunch of cosplays or something, or if this means you make your own candles or you start a plant business or whatever it is, you should absolutely look into doing that because you are already a business owner if you're a streamer, you're already a business owner if you're a YouTuber, you're already a business owner if you are on social media and you're taking it the least bit seriously. So why not have something that is created for your audience by you? A sponsor is not going to know nearly as much about your audience as you will. You're the one that's close to them. You're the one that's connected to them. Why are you not serving them something that is ultimately going to really, really deliver a solution to their problems through a product or a service? I talk a little bit more about that in this video. I talk about my ebook. And I also have this video where I go a little bit more in depth into monetization, specifically on Twitch, and why having your own product or your own service is so important for the future financial stability of yourself, your family. Like, I want y'all to be ballers, okay? Be a freaking baller and let's just do it. Let's make some stuff. The good news is this product or service can be literally anything. Like, you could teach someone how to bake a meatloaf. And that could be it. You make an entire online course about how to bake the perfect meatloaf. It has been done, I promise you, and it will be done again in the future. This industry, the product and service industry, online business, is growing. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and more people will be creating courses, ebooks, coaching, all that kind of stuff in the future. That's why this is so important. At some point, y'all are gonna get passed by, okay? Everybody is gonna have a course. Everybody's gonna have some kind of coaching. Don't be that person who's the last one to do it, because most of the victories and the financial success are gonna go to the people who are some of the first people to take this chance and create this kind of stuff. Now, honestly, this kind of looks like a lot, right? Well, that's because it is. Content creation really is a lot of work, and unfortunately, it's a lot easier for someone to be successful if they have a ton of time and energy and understanding of it versus someone who just doesn't have the time, and maybe they're kind of new, or maybe they're just super small and they don't have the ability to make all of these different platforms pop off for them yet. That's why it's really important that even though I outlined 8 different things that you need to be taking care of in addition to all the other stuff in your life, you know that this is a journey, and being active on all of these platforms that I recommend and in the ways that I recommend is going to take some time. You don't have to be a master of all 6 of them right now. If you haven't started at all yet, start from the top of the funnel and work your way down. If you're someone who doesn't have time to create on all 6 of these things, then choose just one for each category. The good part about this system is that it's completely customizable to you and your specific situation. If you don't want to make YouTube videos and you hate Twitter, go get on TikTok. That's perfectly fine too. As long as you have a solution for each one of these steps in this funnel, you will be okay. The platforms that I outline might not freaking be for you, in which case, fine, I guess. If they are for you though, I highly recommend that you check out Stream Coach Academy, which is my course and coaching program that is going to help you create better content for your stream, but also create better content on any social media platform that you choose. And we are going to be updating our content to kind of fit this funnel a bit better, which I'm very excited for. Don't tell anyone. Also, if you are really new to content creation and you don't even know where to get started, or if you feel stuck and frustrated and you're like, what the heck is wrong with me? Highly recommend that y'all check out my free workbook. It says that it's for streamers, but if you're not a streamer, it's totally still gonna work for you. These are the 6 exercises that I used to figure out how I wanted my funnel to be created, who I wanted to create it for. That one. That's the one. Ultimately, this system is what every single successful content creator is using, and honestly, I can't believe it took me 7 freaking years to figure this out. Why am I so dumb? Make sure that you go and watch this YouTube video if you haven't already. If you want to see how I put this system into practice in my everyday life, that's gonna be exactly how I create content for all of these platforms in one single day without it having to take like daily 8 hours a day for me. I'm able to make sure that my discoverability, my monetization, and my relationships are totally on point with that strategy. So go check that one out over there, and I'll see you later. Bye!